Hello everybody, Harley living with the geezer. I'm over here in Rhome, Texas, R-H-O-M-E. And just riding around. I took Lexi to volleyball practice. And I just figured I'd get out of the house for a while, out of the trailer. Figured we'd just ride around the residential area over here. I came over and had a taco salad at the Dairy Queen. It's pretty good. Rome isn't very big. It's got an older part and a newer part. And right in here, I used to pick Remy and Sonny up after, I would come and get them over here. This lady that lived in this house right here to the right would come and get them in a van. She had about 12 kids she'd pick up over there in Boyd and bring them over here, and till their parents got off work. Yeah, she had a good little gig going up. I don't know what she was charging, but she was making some money. Let's just look at some of these houses here. Rome is fixing to get a lot bigger. Their city limits, they expanded way out into these fields around here, and there's one developer that bought a whole bunch of land up, and he's putting in 10,000 homes. So this little town is fixing to explode. We'll just cruise around, not much to talk about, guys. Sort of cloudy today, it's hot, 94 right now, and it's 1:30. This is a newer part of town here, or newer houses. Let's ride down this way. Nice little neighborhood. Most of the businesses in Rome are out on, there's not a lot of businesses. They're out on the main highway that runs by here, US 287. There's a QT out there, and let's see, that Dairy Queen, and there's a hamburger joint, Taco Casa. Motel 6, Mexican restaurant over there. Yeah, see, right to our left, the houses that are here on our left, right behind them is a big old hay field. There's nothing. So the town stops right there, but they went ahead and annexed that part out there all around it to give them plenty of room. This street right here to the left, you can't see it, but it dead ends right there. So, yeah. Yep. Coming up on the middle of August. I saw the 2-week forecast last night. It's supposed to stay hot for the next 14 days. If I had any money, I'd be tempted to hit the road and go west for a few days, and but it's so daggum expensive to stay in a motel, So I'm just talking. You have to be one that would take a dog. Motel 6s take dogs. They're real good about that. They don't, no charge. It's a nice little park to have. Nice playground. There's Rhome Family Park. Yeah, little boy out there riding his bike. Yeah, buddy, get your time in. You're going to be going back to school here in the next day or two. My granddaughters go back on Wednesday. I asked Lexi a while ago if she was ready to go back to school. She said no. Said she doesn't like getting up early. Yeah, I don't know what's coming up, guys, as far as my plans. I guess I'm hanging around here for a while. I was looking at I saw one house in it's a mobile home in Fort Davis for $65,000. And if it would have been in a different, I'm real familiar with Fort Davis, so I know the areas. It was not in a good area. It's in an area where there's dogs that are just running loose all the time and barking and chasing cars, and there's no telling what it'd be like at night as far as noise. It was a little bit older, you know, $65,000. It was an older mobile home, but it looked like it was in good shape. Had a real pretty cool three-car carport on it, you know, where you could turn that into a little sitting area. But let's see, I always miss that turn right there. Yep. Is this it? No, this here it is. Yeah. That'd be nice to have a place out there and then leave my RV up here and could just go back and forth, you know. They got a big old Ace Hardware right there on the right. I've never been in that one. They had an old, what is that? Old pickup out there. Here's the QT and the Taco Casa. Fire department over there on the left. I imagine they're not very busy. Little old place like this. Convenience store on the right. And then over here across the highway is still Rhome, and they have a Love's truck stop and a McDonald's. And then that's about it. This intersection right here gets crazy in the evenings. This is you want to stay away from this from about 3 o'clock till about 7 o'clock. Nothing but traffic. People coming home from Fort Worth. Yeah, I also was looking at RV parks down. I don't know, sometimes I get the little, you know, bug to go back to the hill country, Kerrville. If I went back to the hill country, it would be Kerrville area. And I was looking at RV parks. That one I lived in down there, Johnson Creek RV Park, that it was outside of Ingram, and it was really nice. It was in a pecan orchard, so plenty of trees. It was right on Johnson Creek. Luna and I used to, not Luna, Blanca and I used to go down there swimming, and they had a pool, but we never used it. We always went to the creek. Yeah. Yeah. It was getting high then, though. It was like right at 500 plus your electricity, so you could have Summertime, you know, you could have some months that were pushing $700 just to live in your RV, you know. Which that doesn't seem like a lot anymore, but I don't know, to me it is. I think the RV park in Fort Davis is $450 a month plus your electric. So it's not much cheaper. I know a lot of people in the hill country, you know. That's a big thing. It's a big thing to have friends that can help you out, you know, or to visit or have some, you know. Up here, I really don't have any. I've got family, but I don't have a whole lot of friends that I do things with. Not that I know well enough. Down there, I knew those people all my life. Kermel, Bernie, especially Comfort. I know a ton of people in Comfort. That's not exaggerating either, because when I say I know a ton of people in Comfort, I think one guy I know down there weighs about 480 pounds, so I mean, that's almost a quarter of a ton right there. So, anyway, I'm getting silly now. Yeah, we're out of Rhome. There's a little incorporated place in between Rhome and Boyd called Aurora, and I think that's what we're in now. They got a few mom and pop businesses, and they got one really nice subdivision. Sort of rural out here in between 287 and Boyd. Anyway, guys, I wasn't even going to do a video, and I thought, well, this way I can talk to somebody today. Talk to Lexi a little bit, taking her to practice, of course. And that'll probably be it for the day, you know. Just talking to Luna. She's getting to understand quite a few words, though. She's got hungry down. Say, are you hungry? And boy, I tell you, she jumps up in that small trailer. She gets between me and wherever I'm going, you know, so it slows the process down, having to try to get around her. Anyway, guys, we're coming back into Boyd. I'm going to stop up here and check my mail and waiting for some checks to come in. Believe it or not, yeah, checks. I need to put some money in an account that I have in Alpine, and I didn't know, but I'd run out of checks from my other account from Bank of America. So I ordered some, and it's been almost 2 weeks. I called on them, and they said, yeah, they've been mailed, but it just, you know how slow that is. So we'll see if they came in. I'm going to stop up here at Family Dollar, and I need some paper towels. All right, everybody, better slow it down. Coming into Boyd. They got a motorcycle cop here. He's gung ho. That's all I can say about it. Talk to y'all later. Happy Monday. Adios. Bye-bye.